So I think I'd like to tinker around with the velocity fields a little bit and do them a different way. Okay, so when we have VDB from polygons here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down a normal, and we're going to make a velocity field with that instead. So we want it on points. Let's just have a look at that. Instead of the velocity field pointing forwards, we've got the normals pointing outwards. So if we use that as a velocity field, it's going to push the water away from the boat. But here, it's going to push the water away and down, and I don't want that. So I'm going to do a quick wrangle. So point wrangle. And I just want the at n dot y equals 0. So the y component of the normal I want to be 0. Like that. So now the normals just point horizontally out from the boat, so they push it away but without pushing it down. Okay, and then on the VDB from polygons, we still want vel because that's feeding into the pop advec by volumes, but we want point n instead of that. So that should make our velocity field push the water away. This velocity field also, let me just turn off the light. Put the flag on there. You see, this velocity field only extends out a little way. So only the water that's touching inside this field here, can you see here, this is the velocity field, right? So only the water that's inside that will be affected. So if we make that bigger, the effect will be more pronounced. So I'm going to put that up to 10. That's it. And I'm going to make some tweaks to the pop advec by volumes here based on extensive research. The air resistance we want to be very small because we don't want the particles floating. We don't want the water floating in thick air. So that's going to be 0.1. And the velocity scale we're going to push up to 20. These settings aren't arbitrary. I've worked them out through several iterations. Right, so let's try that and see if it works in this version. And we'll cache that out to slot 5. I like that one the most. But then I would, because I made it. But it's got a nice kind of folding. I love the way we're getting these cavities here, these holes, the wave coming off the front. That's the best one as far as I'm concerned. But hey, it may not work for your situation. So hopefully we've got a version of this that we like, one of them. So now we need to make it a bit bigger. And in order to do that, we need to make the fluid tank in the initial object, in the guide ocean layer initial object, bigger. So instead of 15, we'll make it 30, 10, 30. And we can now simulate with this. But if we do, all this stuff around here is going to be wasted. We're going to simulate the ocean, and it takes just as much computer time to simulate this bit of the ocean, regardless of whether or not there's a collider in it, it still takes ages. So really what we want to do is move the tank over to the rear of the boat so that we get the stuff that's coming out along here and backwards, but we don't need too much in front. We need a bit in front because there's going to be a few bits that splash over maybe when there's a big wave, but we don't need much. So let's bias it over that way. So on the center thing here, I'm just going to put on the end of that a -10. And same on this one. -10. So now the wake's going to spread out into the useful bit of the simulation, and that'll all be fine. So as we go along, we can see that it's useful. Don't worry about this, it's the camera rotating. Let's put the thing on just to show that. Yeah. So you good. But here, the boat is now turned around a corner, and it's no longer pointing into the corner that way. So the wake now is going to go off the side. So that's not optimal. In fact, this approach only works if your boat is going in a straight line, which admittedly will be the case mostly. 9 times out of 10 it will be, so that's fine. But that's not good enough. I want to find a solution that optimizes the wave tank no matter what the boat's doing, so I don't have to worry about it after. So let's do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the boat animation object here. So that's that one. And I'm going to attach a quick and dirty particle system to this boat that roughly goes in the same shape as the wake. Okay, and then I'm going to use that to drive the extents of the initializing wave tank. I want the particles to spread out from the boat in all directions but horizontally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this over here, this normal and this wrangle. Okay, so we've got the normals and they're on the points, which is what we want. Oh, let's get rid of the mast as well. Sorry, I want to get rid of the mast. So okay. So like before, we just want those normals to be horizontal, so that point wrangle's still got at n.y equals 0 on it, so that's good. But now, final step, we want to make a velocity attribute out of that, so at v equals at n. Now, if we then put that into a popnet, and we make the fluid visible, now we can just tune this popnet a little bit so that it more or less matches. So we can put that back on. So it more or less matches the shape of this. So I'm going to go in. Two things we want to adjust. On the source, we want attributes. We want birth. Life expectancy, say 3 to 4 seconds. So let's say 4 seconds for now. That gives a wake quite a bit behind the boat, but not too far. And the other thing we want to do is adjust how much of that velocity attribute is used. So let's try 3, see if that gives us the right shape. Yeah, that's good, that'll do for now. And then when we get to this frame here, they should start dying. Yeah. So that now gives us an extent that we can use so that we don't end up calculating lots of water that doesn't have sim in it. Okay, so just put a box on there. Like that, and then we want a 1 meter safety margin. So that's a peak. Meter and a null. Okay, Control C. Let's just check that again. Looks good to me. Okay, and then back into the guide ocean layer initial, and the center is going to be we'll get rid of that 10, don't need that 10 now, so we'll just replace the object in the quotes, Control V. And on this side, just forgot that 10, take that 10 off. So it's in the middle, and the size of it is going to go in here. That's going to be just a teeny weeny bit of X. Use the bounding box command, so we'll just put our objects in there. And that goes in the size, Control V. X size is correct. And Control V, get rid of those spaces. That would be Z size. So there's the box. We can see that the wave tank is fitting in that box nicely. And we're only simulating more or less exactly what we need to simulate. Just one more thing I'm going to do is, it's still a bit close on here, but I don't want to make it massively big everywhere, so what I'm going to do is on this after here, I'm just going to put a time shift on that so it gets going a bit earlier. It's $F plus 10, so it gets going a bit earlier. And naturally gives us a bit more of a safety margin. Okay, so we can cache that out now for the full proper ocean ready for rendering, and we'll add white water and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll cache that out. So I'm going to go back here, guide ocean layer, back in the sim, so frame 1, and because we've got a good chance of getting this right this time, I'm going to set the particle separation down to 0.03, so it'll take a bit longer. and cache it out. That in slot 6. Well, thanks for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like. And if you want to see more, please leave a subscribe. Thanks very much. Oh, by the way, the files are on Patreon if you want.